Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21. It's Remo. This is episode 119. It's Milan-San Remo. So, big race here in the Spring Classic, the Sprinters Classic. But the Sprinters haven't won it quite some time in real life. In real life, Demar was the last proper sprinter to win Milan-San Remo, and that that was a while ago. 7 years, 8 years. It's been a good while since a proper sprinter has won here. This year, Mari Mohoric claimed the victory. He did it on the descent. At the time, as they went over the final climb, there was about 5 riders away, and he won it on the descent. He got clear on the descent and held off the chasers. In that finale of the top 10, only one sprinter remained, and that was your combo guy in Michael Matthews. That's your punchy sprinter, and I think that's the type of ride it's going to take today to possibly win this. But unfortunately for me, I have a couple punchers, but they're not combo. They're not a Michael Matthews type. And then I have a number of sprinters. I have no solid climbers, and as we've seen with this one, in real life as well as in the race in recent years, the best climbers, the strongest punchers, are the ones that come out on top here. So our chances, not so good. They stay conditioned though, despite it pouring down rain. Not looking too bad on that part. Let's see what we can do with these guys. So protect the sprinters, because we have to hope that it will come down to them. Sakaguchi, a 77.82 on that sprint today, and a 70.72 in the climbing. So Jurcevic, let's go ahead and protect Sakaguchi. See where Igashed is looking. He's a 70.71 in the sprint, meaning he's capable. Stamina resistance is good. Mountain at a 73. Hills at an 80. We will definitely ride for him as well. And that means Markovic will not be a sprinter today. Kalnins has that 80-81, but he is a terrible climber. And I think that means he's really got no legitimate chance on this one. So maybe we need to get Jurcevic. Maybe Markovic. 65, 69. Galvez is the one you want to free up here. So we'll go ahead and free up Galvez, who was protecting Notas. There you go.
The pack really doesn't look interested in following the breakaway. Things have slowed right down.
Alright, well, the action's going to be light for a while here as we settle in. Group of 6 in the breakaway, out to 3 minutes at the moment. You know it's going to pull away quite a bit. And we've got 270k to go. Besides a crash to Jurcevic, and he recovered quickly enough, though you could see his line is a little bit lower than everybody else's. That's amazing, considering we've gone, 230k already, and yet the field as a whole hanging on quite nicely. And that's because the race really hasn't been that intense. That's largely down to a breakaway that was quite weak. There was a couple riders dropped on the climb that lost contact and never got back, and they're well off the back. The breakaway itself was rather weak today, and we begin the earliest of undulation as we approach San Remo here, getting near the end. We have one more little hill, and then the 2 proper climbs on the lead up as we see a new breakaway trying to form the other Galvez on the attack.
That's really a punchy attack.
Right, now with sprinters, right, the obvious thing for us is we need to be alive come the end of this. So we're going to have to push pretty hard because we are not strong climbers. We do not have high mountain ratings for literally anyone. So we will need to give that high effort to try to maintain position and hope that the pace isn't so bad that we just simply get dropped. In fact, an 85 itself isn't going to be enough to try to keep up. We're going to have to push on fairly hard here
The
and
current pace
have
is
a
a bit
good
too
tempo.
docile for some riders who are
Up the
looking
La
to create a
Saprissa,
breakaway.
6K, 3.8%. Really not that bad of a climb, and this is one of those reasons why it's supposed to be a sprinter's day. But the problem is, in recent years, you can see just how fast we are dropping back. Despite going max effort and not showing any blinking red earlier, it's showing it now. But we are
The pace has
drifting
slowed
backward
somewhat.
quickly,
It's perhaps
even
due
though
to
we are
fatigue,
pushing
but
at a
I'd bet on some sort of
91.
tactical choice.
It's a short climb, so you really do need to just go high effort and hang on. Hang on for dear life. Bernotas, that top sprinter, that red bar will come back. Calhoun's without the red bar is fading, but we are over the first climb with 0 separation. That's good. That is good. We will be able to recover before the next climb. And we are still in contention. 152 riders, now 151 left in contention. Of course, Markovic, Kalnins, Jurcevic feeling it a bit more. Galvez going solo, feeling it a bit more. But the protected riders have just about enough energy to still be in contention on the final climb. Problem is it's going to be a significantly faster tempo than the one we've just been through. And we're going to have to be aggressive with it to have any chance. Otherwise, you're going to see a group of 5, 10, 15 go clear. For now, get that little recovery in. Heart rate's already where we want it, outside of those domestiques who are helping keep the other guys down so they do recover. 16K to go.
15 kilometers remaining.
And we're going to have to be aggressive for this. And here comes the others being aggressive. 13.8. So here's what we have to do. You can't just sit back. You can't. This is with our climbing ability. If we sit back and hang on, the race is going to be gone up the road ahead of us. So ride hard, or die trying to ride hard, is the only way to go for the team that we have here. If they're going to have any chance in the sprint, we're going to have to be at the front at the start of the climb and hang on desperately as others are going to be pushing past us. So we are going to have to burn through the domestiques and the mid-tier guys and hope that we have a couple left that red bar will recover on the descent. But they just hang on, do not get dropped. But it's going to require being aggressive. So, the domestiques, that's obvious. Jurcevic, he's going to go forward first. He's going to gel up. And then Markovic and Kalnins will follow. Kalnins normally would be involved in the sprint, but he is such a weak, punchy guy that actually I think I want to get him going first. Jurcevic handling some of the flat. He's so punchy. Maybe it's Kalnins who needs to go first. Let's switch that up. We need that punchiness. Okay, Ikishin, and then the guys. Galvez is the in-between. So we want Sakaguchi leading out Bernotas, and Igashin handling the climb. All goes according to plan. Jurcevic, gel's coming a little early, but that'll help him with the energy. Kalnins, there you go, getting out into the open. And part of the reason for this is you got to get Bernotas out the open. Okay, there you go. We are set now. Kalnins up front. Markovic gel. Jurcevic won't last long, but he is a puncher, and that's what we need him for. So, right on to Markovic now. Jurcevic is just going to be able to handle a little bit more of the pace. So even though he's weaker, he'll give some protection to those behind momentarily. Get him out of the line. Let Galvez continue on. Peel out of the way as Markovic continues on. And then we are on to Galvez. 8.5K. We are already climbing up the Poggio. And 3.8K, 4%, 157 meters. That's it. It's really not that bad of a climb. But compared to It's the tempo. It's the crazy tempo that riders just can't keep up with anymore. Sprinters used to be able to handle it just fine. Now they can't. Markovic is done, so we need to get on with Galvez here. We'll peel off to a 98. Markovic out of the way. Galvez continues on, and see how nobody's getting away from us this way. Okay, now Galvez, keep on for a 99 just for a moment. Set up Igashin, as we are still in good shape and nobody's passed us. We are out front like we needed to be here. Alright, how we looking? Bernotas is in position, everybody else is fading, but look at this. Look at this. So far, so good. We are out front. Igashin is going to push on. Go aggressive. Galvez try to help break toe. And with Galvez, get out of the way. Igashin push on. It's going to hurt Sakaguchi and Bernotas just a little bit, but they are near the top. And then we're going to have the descent. Igashin is a 71 in that department, and this is making it really hard for anyone to catch us. 5.2k. Sakaguchi gelled now. Bernotas will gel in a moment. We have the descent. The descent is very technical, so it is a little bit slow through here. And there you go. Galvez getting back on. Bernotas, though, not so good at descending. Sakaguchi's great, so he's right on Igashin's wheel. 2.5k. That's a sprint. Bernotas is going to waste some of his energy to close down, but Igashin's still leading it out. And with the amount of red bar we have, you got to wait that little bit longer as the sprinter is a little bit toast. Sakaguchi's going to continue on his own. He's got the better chance, as Bernotas, as a poor descender, just couldn't hang in there. Sakaguchi has a very strong descender today in particular. Good acceleration, good sprint. He's got our best shot, but he is just about out of energy with 500 meters to go. So behind us, Alex in 81.81. Merlier, Koij, proper sprinters will win this. Can we hang on for a podium or a top 5? This is amazing to see that it's nothing but sprinters up here, though. I mean, Igashin is your first non-sprinter. And then these guys are all well too far back. Pidcock, there's your first real strong puncher. I'm so amazed that these guys are this far back. But look at all these sprinters that are definitely better. And yeah, we're going to fade. We're going to fade. I don't think we're going to even make podium, but it'd be really nice if we can get a top 5. I'm guessing it might be more like a top 10. Sakaguchi gets that lead out, but here they come. He is going to hang on for a podium at the least. Sakaguchi has won. He's beaten Bediab Gourmet, our top target, the big sprinter that we would love to have on the team. Bernotas, as a poor descender, lost ground, lost his red bar. The sprinter we were riding for ended up only 5th, but the lead-out rider, Sakaguchi, has claimed the win here at Milan-San Remo. Whew. Igashin gets 11th. Galvez gets 14th. The first real puncher. Igashin, okay, Igashin is kind of the first, but Pidcock all the way down in 15th. Hershey, 17th. Real life winner a couple years ago, or last year, whichever it was, Stuyven is 18th. But my oh my, the Sprinters Classic came to the Sprinters, and we came out on top. After the last couple races, our sponsor is absolutely thrilled with us at this stage, meaning our last, probably anyway, increase is going to take place, because we're going to be at what, 208 for next season? I would think there might be one more after that, but 208, that might be enough. You accept that one and then you move on to somebody new the next year. But Milan-San Remo, that was a big target for us. They wanted top 10. Yeah, we got the win. Paris, they wanted a top 5. Thought that was ridiculous. That was one of our biggest objectives of the year, besides the first 2 Grand Tours. and we got the win there as well. So huge results on that one. The only other, besides our 2 Grand Tours, big one we got to watch out for is the Tour of Flanders. So big race there, the Ronde van Vlaanderen. Yeah, big requests from the sponsors, but so far we have stepped up in a massive way, and it looks like, I mean, the results side obviously is very good, but the registered riders and squad side, like they're never happy. Noteworthy results: Paris-Nice stage win. That's all we've had. It's just getting the sponsorship results. Registered riders, Karaman, that's all they've cared about was Paris-Nice. So it's only the big races. They're happy with Karaman's popularity. Okay. Not something I'm necessarily worried about this season per se, but we do need to watch out for the fact that not winning those Grand Tours, which seems likely, could come back to see a significant drop in sponsor confidence. But up to this stage, we've done the right things at the right times to just about balance things. I think at the very least we're looking at green zone instead of blue. But if that's the very least, we're still looking like an increase of 14K from what we have now. I just like the extra 15K a whole lot better. We need the money. We absolutely need the money, as finances have been a pretty significant part to this series. I mean, if we still had Berlikov, if we still had Karaman come next year, we're a totally different team. Totally different team with those top riders with us. Gourmet with us. How much easier would that race have been if we weren't trying to beat Gourmet across the line versus a significantly weaker Sakaguchi desperately hanging on by millimeters. Sakaguchi theoretically just got 500 World Tour points for that victory. Monument victory. That makes sense. It's worth a lot. And he goes from nothing to 8th place in the rankings. Martin Guerrero is on top right now with 675. So individually looking pretty dang strong. As a team, we are second behind Team Bike Exchange, now known as Manuela Foundation or Foundation Fund. Is that a... I would assume that's some sort of finance company, sponsorship-wise. But we've come well up the order to second in the World Tour rankings. And when it comes to the Super Prestige, looking good at the moment, sitting 4th place. I would love us to finish in the top 5 at the end of the year. We're not a dominant force by any means just yet. But I do like our prospects this season of getting some results. And we've already managed to get some, as we sit on 6 victories already. It's not top, but it's looking pretty good thus far. The problem is the entire field is totally stacked, and unlike others, we aren't dominant anywhere. Even GC, our greatest strength, is nothing compared to a lot of the other teams. We're well off. We're not as punchy. We're not as good in the time trial. We're not as good in classics. We are at the point where we don't have any great weaknesses, but we're still at a point where we don't have any great strengths, and where Berlikov just about put us over that line and made us pretty dang good, and we got that one Giro d'Italia victory. Replicating that right now, like this, with an 81.79.73, just feels a little bit, a little bit too far off at the moment. But 2 wins already for Martin Guerrero, 2 wins for Bernotas, Kiekovci, and now Sakaguchi, all with wins on the season. And you can see the majority of the team already scoring some amount of points, just 4 riders remaining scoreless on the season thus far. Happy with how things have progressed here early on. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.